Hello there. So, today we are going to actually do, um, hmm. I'm planning on doing this stream as longer stream, by the way, not an hour long, right? Like, so like normal length stream. The thing is that I want to spend a little bit more time actually on the, on the process. I want to, I feel like I haven't really done that in a long while. I know that, for example, how to say this? Um, I know, for example, that every now and then, whenever, I'm doing that, it actually shows some things, and those are things that I kind of need to work on. So I guess I'm going to try and spend a little bit more time on doing my research, like finding out the piece I want to make, because, for example, for some illustrations I actually have an idea, and for some illustrations I don't. The thing is that I'm still not done with the entirety of my character randomizer. And the thing is that I've started actually working on an app. Hi Nagi, good to have you here. How are you? Hoping it's going? Hi. Haven't seen it in a moment, so how have you been? So yeah, I've started working on an app, actually a website which is going to have a bunch of tools. The website, of course, is going to be available. I challenge you to draw Prison Realm in 5 minutes. Prison Realm, huh? Oh my. Let's see, how far can we go? Um, um, um. I mean, that one from JJK. Oh, I haven't seen the JJK. My bad. So, yeah. So basically, for back to the thing. I'm planning on. Yeah. Sorry. So basically, I do have some idea for some of the characters that we have actually in the in the entirety, right? The thing is that I can't really say much because, like, even though I have some of those ideas, I can't really say that some of those ideas are allowed on allowed by, let's say, the company, right? Like, for example, we are talking here about Hololive, which has eyes of blue eyeball, and that's it. Damn. So yeah, that would be actually really easy. So I'm thinking, because, like, we've talked about Hololive VTubers. I want to draw another Hololive VTuber actually. The thing is that I'm not sure which one, and I have some of the ideas already, as I've mentioned, but I'm not sure which ideas I can do or not. Right? Like, for example, my question to Hololive was that, you know, hey, I have ideas for some, you know, VTubers. The VTubers were known to be adults and in adult form, right? So for example, like certain, doesn't he watch JJK? No, it's in my plan to watch on my mall, but I don't watch JJK. So yeah, actually I guess I can show you the. Is there a chance I could send the link to my mall? I don't know. So for example, the characters, like, I mean characters, VTubers, right? They're like some kind of personalities at this point. So you know, personalities like Raora, Pantera, right? The black coffee espresso with and a cig or something like that. You need to watch JJK. This season 3 release in January 2026. True. I've got some other anime right now on my thing. Because I'm watching for now the seasonal anime. I'm exchanging them. Also, I think I'm going to have a bunch of time before JJK's third season is going to end, because I don't watch anime that are still getting released besides One Piece. I'm watching One Piece arc by arc, so I'm watching some episodes, then I'm watching an arc, then I'm watching a seasonal anime. Then I'm watching once again another arc, and I'm watching another season. So it depends. If I start a series, I'm going with the series, so I'm watching One Piece season of that anime, One Piece another season, and so on and so on and so on and so on. First is not that good, but the season 2 is fire. Well, I've got Dandan second season, Dungeon Meshi, Soso no Freeren, and Code Geass second season on my right now on my currently watching list. So those are the anime I want to right now interpolate with One Piece. But I'll be sure to add JJK as the, you know, in the next setup. I usually do the next setup whenever I'm finishing the last seasonal anime from my thing. I watched Dandadan too. I've watched only the second season for now. I mean, I need to watch the second season for now, but I need to, of course, first finish the arc of One Piece. And then right now I am on Tiller Bark, which is going to take a long while. So yeah, the VTubers, right? So basically, I'm really not sure what I can do, right? I can do like some other characters, I can go with the themes of theirs, right? Like for example, so, you know, I can just go about it with more or less, give or take, a bit different take on it. But even though, because all of them have their own lore, so I can kind of adjust to that. But also, they have their own personalities. They have their own interactions. There's a lot of clips of theirs, and I think like there's like some kind of commemorating their presence, their online presence, that I hope that might be making them happy. But for example, even if I would want to give them a bit different take, right? I don't know if, for example, watching Kali drinking glass of whiskey and smoking a cigar after like recording at the thing is actually going to work out around. I'm waiting for the One Piece remake so I can watch One Piece without watching 1000 apps. You can still do that. Skip all the fillers. I'm in the middle of the anime right now and I've been watching One Piece not really that long. And trust me, I'm even interpolating it between different seasonal anime. I would be probably caught up with One Piece right now, if not for that seasonal anime and my breaks. One Piece is not really that long if you exclude all the fillers and special episodes, which doesn't add up anything to the actual story. This is what I do, and it's hella easy, really. So basically, I'm on episode 300 or something, but I feel like I've watched only 100 or slightly over 100 episodes. It's really, you know, a lot of people watch the entire anime, but what I've noticed, if I, for example, try to watch anime, I'm noticing that there are episodes that doesn't make sense, or at least I've noticed that when I was younger. So I've looked it up, and there are called fillers. So for example, if the anime caught up with manga, so they had to make up an entire arc, so the manga could catch up and release bunch of, you know, chapters for the anime to start working properly again. And surprisingly, ever since 1996, when One Piece was released, it had a lot of fillers. Yeah, kind of the same as Bleach. Bleach had really long filler arc. Like half of the anime can be thrown out of the window. Yeah. I think Naruto, same. I challenged you. Goku is the most easiest character to draw, you agree? I would say Doraemon is more easier. I challenged you to draw Goku in 5 minutes. I could in theory, yeah. Oh my, I'm really in a talkative mood today. I don't know why. I haven't really started drawing yet. I'm so sorry, folks. So the idea, right? So the generic, I wanted to show a little bit of the process. Kind of, you know, allowing my head to unclutter from things that usually go on in my head. For those who are fresh to the channel, I don't have imagination, so my imaginative process looks a bit different. So you have Vtuber. Hololive. Right? So it's like, I know that those two are going around because I want to draw a Vtuber. So I'm selecting Hololive as the as, you know, kind of a series of VTubers, right? Because they are releasing a bunch of VTubers, so they have like kind of series of them. So Hololive, but then which VTuber from Hololive, right? So it's like, it goes kind of like this. That's why that arrow. So on my head is Raora, Kali, Crony, the Gee, I was talking about her, right? Ollie. Who else? That's the question. Who else? I think that's it for VTubers for now. Only on my head right now. That's like, I'm trying to make a list of as many VTubers that I feel like drawing. If I'm the first moment I can't like immediately come up with an idea, that's where the list ends. Today it's just 4 positions. And well, you know, it's time for the ideation, right? So for Aura. For Aura, I have idea for Champions Breakfast. which is just coffee and cigarette, you know, an espresso and a cigarette. So that's the thing. Or I'm going to write it weirdly, but let me explain quickly after I finish writing. So typical Italian mom, she gives off like those vibes, right? So she gives off the vibe of like that kind of like whenever she speaks on her streams, she has kind of like motherly tone to her viewers, which I find, you know, really cute. She's Italian, so right, Italian mom. And on one of the streams when I was talking about that idea, someone actually confirmed that this is something that Aura would be happy to see. That's another thing. It's like a lot of things are very like strongly connected with the way how the Vtuber wants to be portrayed. Let's remember that there's a human behind it, right? That's like a person. They are doing their job, right? Like for example, ProZD also talked about it. ProZD is a voice actor. VTubers also are kind of like voice actors, right? They are streaming and voice acting the VTuber they are, right? This is actually something that on the HoloLives thing, if you have experience with voice acting. They are also asking you to record like a voice introduction for in character, right? So you still have to voice act, right? Just to see if it comes naturally for you. So the thing is, like, we still have to remember that they have their own rules. They might want to be portrayed in certain ways, some might not. Like for example, also when we've talked about that, Kali wouldn't want to be portrayed smoking or drinking because it's like you would say against her rules. Against her like interior feelings, her interior rules, because most of her viewership are like younger audience, so she doesn't want to share bad influence, and the fan arts would also be portrayed as such if she would be portrayed like that. So that's why you can also see that she kind of like changed a little bit of her attitude. She changed the way how she makes things. She used to have that kind of, you know, feel, right? Like someone that would record a song, sat down in like a leather sofa, and drink from the glass of whiskey, pure whiskey on rocks, and just and hold a cigarette somewhere already lit up, right? Like smoking. Like she kind of had some kind of image when she was starting off. I mean, after she started off. She had a bit different image when she started. She changed it, and then she changed it again. So she had like kind of different forms, and they one idea that I kind of had is connected with that other view that she might not be happy with right now, and it is confirmed that she might not be happy with it because I was talking with some, you know, HoloLive fans, and basically they've confirmed that it's not something she would be liking. Same for Aura. I don't think Aura would be liking the, you know, being portrayed, you know, like after just waking up. So I guess for Aura would be that idea really good. Maybe the Breakfast of Champions could be just changed for like just woke up. Right, I think she talked a little bit during her streams a little bit about her like morning routines. I've seen clips about that every now and then, so I'm not sure. Maybe it was like one stream. Anyway, so another thing is Kali. So Kali, Kali is like very hardcore musician. She really likes music. Yeah, she really likes music. If I would have to portray someone as a musician or in scenarios connected with music, it would be probably her. a rapper, but she went for like more metal rock kind of thing, like, you know, like rock metal connected with rap, this kind of thing. I would give her like resting after recording. Not so like recording the songs, right? That might be interesting, not necessarily like being going for the very first idea I've had. But again, I don't want to make anyone that I'm portraying uncomfortable. I want to achieve the way that I'm making illustrations to make someone happy. This is something very crucial for me, very important. Like, I think that this is more or less the idea. And yes, actually, whenever I'm starting a new illustration, this is exactly what's going on in my head. Like, I'm just doing this very quickly. Sometimes you can see that I'm just only talking, right? During the stream. This is exactly why. Sometimes I'm just like, you know, doing some sketches. It's like a warm-up, but at the same time I'm doing the sketches not related to what I want to do, because I'm still thinking of the idea. So that's actually what's happening in my head. Just a bunch of words, a clutter, so to say. Yeah, I don't think I have any other ideas for Kali, actually. For Crony, I have an old illustration of Crony. I kind of would want to redo. It was this illustration, right? The Crony after workout. And yeah, I think I would want to kind of rework that. Kind of going on for something around that, maybe. I don't think I would want to like portray her during the training. Over here, the illustration is kind of like after the training, so I think I could kind of keep it this way. After workout, lazy day, and oh wow, actually, do I have anything else? After workout, lazy day. So like after workout, we are redoing the illustration I've done some time ago. And lazy day is like, you know, her just, I don't know, playing on Game Boy or something, like laying on the couch, bag of chips somewhere nearby. She's just, you know, playing on a Game Boy or something. I'm thinking about like kind of, if I would have to go for it, I would kind of go for like, you know, a nice illustration like that. So you have a table, bag of chips, can of soda. So like just straight up, you know, cheat day with some resting. She would just, you know, lay here, Game Boy like that, maybe like, you know, poking in her head, in her mouth or something like that. So just, you know, the idea is there, right? For Crony, do I have anything else though? That's another thing. I don't think I have. And Ollie, right? Ollie? Cheer. So Ollie is Ollie's model is a zombie. So she's going to like, you know, hold her head, maybe like cheering or something like that. So like this, and she's very cheerful, right? She's she might be a little bit raunchy during the streams. She's also very cheerful, right? She's very cheery person. I'd really love to have that kind of thing, like maybe, you know, kind of like cheering for someone, maybe for the person, you know, watching it. I've seen that people are also making like I've noticed that some people are making illustrations where it's as if the viewer, the watcher, right, of the illustration, so the POV is as if a person is on like a date with a VTuber. I guess that's alright. You know, that's also an idea. I don't think I would go that far with it. I don't know. It's something to go about it. Maybe if it's going to ever come up, right? Maybe if it's going to ever come up, this is what we are going to do. And besides that, cheer. Cheeky. How to say it? Cheeky. I don't know actually. Maybe like mole hole. I think that this is how you write it. So like, you know, just her in like some outfit, holding a lot of like bags of like kind of like a diva. I've seen her portrayed this way also in other illustrations, so I guess that this could work. Yeah, that's the thing. So now we have already the ideas, right? So it's more or less like who now which of the idea I have a bit stronger feeling to. I don't know. That's the question. I don't know. When I was doing that in the previous elements, in the previous moments, right? Earlier this year, for example, I've actually had this thing where I was asking you, the viewers, which one you kind of feel, but that's the thing. I want to like make my brain work. I want to make my brain work, and this is like something that this is because I have one of those days where I'm full of energy, but I can't focus on anything. So it's like I'm like hyperactive. My brain is hyperactive, so I can't like pin the thoughts in. This is usually one of the days where I just sit down and I have no idea what to draw. So I'm just now making some exercises right now for it. To be fair, I kind of have a feeling for Raora. Pose. Yeah, I kind of have a feeling for Raora. I don't know about Crony. You know, I don't know about Crony. It's kind of like very difficult to pinpoint. Yeah, I don't feel like going on for Crony. So Crony out. That leaves us with only 3 VTubers to pinpoint. Again, this is also the same thing that I'm doing in my head. The Aphantasia sucks. I really don't recommend. It's not like you have choice to have an Aphantasia or not, but yeah. And So you have Raora, Ori. I kind of like the idea for Ollie with the mole hole. You know, like her. I kind of see like she's like having her hands like, you know, holding up, right? Like the hands up. One hand is like touching the collarbone, another one is like snapping. It's like a snap, right? She's like looking somewhere to the side, maybe for some like thing on the store, and she has like a lot of like grocery bags. Like I see like maybe kind of tilted glasses, a unzipped puffy coat, right? So like you know, it's already getting colder, so she would be dressed a bit warmer, so this kind of thing. That kind of sparks an idea. Kali, after recording that was one of the ideas I was thinking. But the thing is that I kind of wanted to draw her in that specific, like, you know, in that kind of specific thing. Hi, Karen, good to have you here. How are you? Hoping has game. I'm sleepy today. Oh no! Oh no! Haven't slept well tonight? Need to do Muto VTuber fan art? True. True. I need to draw Muto at some point. Yeah. Hmm. So actually for Aura, the typical Italian mom illustration speaks more to me. So now we are ending up with 3 VTubers, one idea for each. This is good, because now we are like making the circle smaller. I don't know about Kali. Kali is like... okay, for Kali I think I would need to rethink the composition, rethink the idea. Yeah. Another thing is that, for example, one of the better things that I could do would be just making an entire documentation for each illustration that I'm thinking about. Like a project documentation, so like establishing composition, elements, idea, object, which is the character. In the art is very specific, because the humans can be objects too, because the object of focus, right? So the object subject would be how the subject would be in personality wise, etc, etc, etc. So I would like I think I want to push it a little bit further and actually spend some time off stream preparing an entire documentation, rethinking an entire illustration, and then getting into that. Davis and Muto petting pudding now. That would be cool. That would be really cool. So you have these. So drawing Raora as typical Italian mom, I think it would be really cool jump from things. We've had the mean marine. Mean marine, yeah, it rhymes, okay. Rhymes with Grog. Anyway. The Raora as Raora, right? Because she uses the hard R's. She rolls her R's. Raora. So that kind of portrayal would be cool. This is confirmed that it's likable. I'm not sure about Ollie in this section. You know, I think we are slightly starting to kinda limit things, and it's visible. Ollie, Molehole. Do I want to get around it? Maybe I'm going to keep it for later. I don't like it. It doesn't spark any idea from me. For Aura, I kind of have an idea, kind of what I've had for I mean, for Ollie, I also have already an idea, right? It's also already an idea. But I think I would need to figure out the background. I would need to like work things around a little bit better. For Aura, I think I could just draw her, I don't know, in a kitchen, holding like, you know, a plate of lasagna, and like, you know, smiling in an apron, like, you know, something like that. So I guess we could go for that. I don't think you can. I don't think you can actually. It can go wrong. So this is the winner for the ideas, and at this point I would kind of figure out different compositions. So we already have more or less an idea, right? The typical Italian mom. So what goes into that? I don't know, cooking, cleaning, caring, like, you know, I don't know, maybe actually using that POV kind of thing playing a little bit with like I don't know, Raora having like the hand like above the field of view, but it's like foreshortened to the camera, so it's like as if she's like, I don't know, head patting the viewer, maybe adding some like text, or we could add a different VTuber for it, right? So that's the thing. That's the thing. For sure, like motherly smile, kind, yeah, kind, paying attention to the viewer. Usually I don't call it viewer, but actually POV. Because like I don't really think of illustrations like as if it's the person seeing, but it's as if there's like a camera, like, you know, looking at the thing from certain perspectives. It's as if someone's snapping a photo, but you know, it's a different kind of idea too, I guess. So paying attention to POV, so she's going to have kind of like an eye contact to the POV. She's going to look at it. Cooking, cleaning, carrying. Another thing would be for sure apron. I can't really think of like, we are talking about typical Italian mom, right? So like apron, hair in a bun, I would suspect, or something like that. Yeah. By the way, this is again, this is like exactly how I'm making a ideation for my illustrations. I don't see images in my head. Do you want to lower POV? So like, do we want to make like childlike POV? That would be interesting. Because also Chatini is like very small, right? Where Chatini is Raura's fan base. So Chatinis are very small. But also, and also Raura is, you know, like acting and treating as if the Chatini is some kind of like younger, right? So she's like has that kind of like motherly doing in the interaction with the viewers. That's what sparked the idea. And yeah, it kind of was also confirmed by the Hololive fans that I've asked. Yeah, that's that. You can kind of already see what goes around. I guess what's supposed to go around. I don't think cleaning would be cool. So that out. So cooking or carrying. Cooking, like already cooked. Or cooking. So in process. Post process. So for example, she's like, I don't know, holding a pan and like, you know, mixing, I don't know, like carbonara or like something else. Or she's already post-process and she's like holding a plate, or she's holding, you know, a whole thing of lasagna. That's kind of the thing. We can merge actually post-process cooking with carrying, because like you know, she can stand like still like do some stuff with, you know, with the POV. I think more options are post processes, because over here we would have to still show her in process of cooking. It might not be necessarily desirable because she might be paying more attention to the dish that she's cooking than actually to the POV, but we want to actually have paying more attention to the POV, so we want to give her the focus on it. So either we are making her burn the thing, or we are going for post-process. And I don't think I want to show her like burning the meal also, although it might be funny, right? Like, you know, Chatini like showing something and she's like looking at the Chatini, what the Chatini is doing, and she accidentally burns the dish, maybe just slightly, but you can see slightly darker smoke coming out. But I don't feel this would work. Yeah, so we have post-process, that's for sure. So post-process. Wait, cooking post-process, right? Cooking post-process. Yeah. Cooking post-process, carrying in the question mark. Looking at the viewer. Also, I kind of see that that my thought process kind of changed over time. Looking at the viewer, right? Paying attention. Dressed in apron. Do we want to give her the typical, also like different dress? Like maybe like a dress or something? Yeah, dressed in a flowery dress. Dressed in flowery dress plus apron. Hair in a bun. Kind motherly. Smile. I don't know any of these VTubers. It's okay. I'm Devis Bobber. Kind motherly smile. Raora is one of the freshest VTubers from Hololive. Yeah. Yeah. So you've got more or less the idea. Cooking, post-process, carrying for the viewer. Holding a dish, maybe? So holding a dish, maybe... Maybe... Cutting onions? The cooking is post-process. She already cooked. But making a slice of the dish, or taking, or placing the piece of dish on the plate. plating the dish. So to be fair, a lot of the options that we are considering right now is like something that you know, that a lot of people are doing with thumbnails. You can see that I'm not doing the thumbnails because I'm already doing this entire process in my head. So I just don't do the thumbnails only because I have all of that already planned out top to bottom in my head. That's why I'm skipping that section. And I don't think we're going to do the thumbnails for this one either. So either she's going to hold the entire dish, like lasagna, or plating the dish. Okay. No. That cooking, post-process carrying. How would she like? Okay, she's, for example, holding a dish or plating the dish. How would she care for the viewer? Maybe like, you know, calling the viewer with the finger, with like, you know, the finger movement. Handing out utensils. Would that be caring for the? Would that be caring for the viewer? I guess. Like, you know, like here, watch out, right? Yeah, I guess. Or maybe just having the handout. But if she's plating the dish or holding it, she is going to have both of her hands, you know, busy. Okay, maybe let's keep that in like a circle. I'm out of my depth. I mostly do portraits. Yeah, illustrations are like not only just drawing the character doing something, it's like trying to tell a story. And this is more or less now the process, like what we want to tell, how we want to tell it. Like we know that our goal is making Aurora looking like a motherly figure, right? So like that's the thing. One of the things I would do would be probably like making a research right now. This is something I'm doing, for example, for the commissions. If someone asks me to do something, it takes a little bit before I even start making the sketches because I need to do my research, right? Like, okay, so they want me to make this character in this certain scenario. I need to Google that scenario because I have no idea, right? And this is more or less the same thing. Like, for example, because, you know, that's the question, right? Man, I don't know. I don't know. Actually, while I'm going to like try to look through the things, you can feel free and tell me about your day, maybe what you are drawing. I love the way Dino Art for AIM does their composition poses. They use hands to show the character's personality. That's the thing, right? And like, I mean, Raora can, I mean, the typical Italian thing. But yeah, that's the thing, right? So like character is, you know, holding something, like playing with the hands. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. That is interesting. Okay. Okay, I think I might have an idea. Maybe like showing, you know, the heart with the fingers, like, you know, hearts, loves, this some kind of thing, there's some kind of message, like she's plating the dish and showing to the viewer the heart with her fingers, because you know that kind of Korean K-pop stars doing this heart with the thumb and the pointing finger. No idea, no idea. So that's one of the things. Gee. That's one of the things. Another thing. Okay. So finger heart? Maybe? But yeah, like handing out the utensils and stuff. Because like for the because for the thing, the for the smile, like her eyes should be softer. Look directly at the POV. Like a smile, maybe kind of trying to say like I hope you like it. But also the smile should be like gentle with closed mouth, so not like teeth smile, but like closed smile, like very gentle. We could maybe we could make like a soft, warm, open smile. Yeah, maybe with open mouth, because but like still, you know, as if she's talking, right? So she's making the gentle smile and talking, so it's like I hope you like it still. So it actually speaks a bit more to that. Slight tilt to the head. Okay, that makes sense. I'm reading about like roles to make motherly characters right now. Hands are crucial. Leaning in, so for example, we can make it as if the character is leaning into the POV. Relaxed shoulders, okay, because like comfort and stuff. They say that the viewer is the child perspective that works for the composition of something like that, so that's what we've talked about. Do we want to do this? I mean, in the end, Chatini is still very small, so that would still work no matter what, because just, you know, the Chatini is small. We could, I don't know, maybe make those Chatini pose like holding out from the bottom of the illustration. Yeah, okay. I think I have an idea already. That's that. Hi Muto, get over here. How are you hoping it has gone? So yeah, this is the idea, right? So we already know what we are going for. Now the composition, right? The character is small, so I'm good. Glad to hear. So welcome back. And how was your university treating you today? It's alright. Okay. Nothing unusual happening. So yeah. And yeah, folks, this is exactly my process. You see, it was like 1 hour long process. I kind of like invited you into my head. What happens whenever I'm coming up with the ideas for the things. Yeah, at times it looks like this too. Just dancing dinosaurs. Pink fluffy unicorn dancing on the rainbow. Yep. Maybe something like this. This. That's me all the time. Sometimes I wonder what's going on inside of their head. And just pink fluffy unicorn dancing on rainbows. Pink fluffy unicorn dancing on rainbows. I think I would want to make it smaller. I mean, not really smaller, but like lower, dropping down the perspective a little bit, like this. The character is still going to appear smaller, shorter, but we want to make it look up. I think she could... Like over here there can be the oven. So what are you drawing? Raora Pantera. What? Vtuber? Raora Pantera? Oh, yeah. I've had that idea for her being portrayed in more of like a motherly figure, so... and it was like confirmed to be, you know, a good idea. So I'm now going for that. Okay, I think I need to make her taller. Yeah, way taller. No. Everything breaks. It can be. Yeah. Fat rat is stuck in my brain. Oh no. So with this hand, she's going to hold the plate. Like, you know, some kind of spaghetti, I guess. And over here, she's going to have a cloth cleaning the sides of it. Oh my. Okay. Let me save. So we're now kind of going for the, you know, more or less for like ideas and stuff. We're just making the thing exist. That's, you know, something for y'all to watch out. First make thing exist, then you can make it perfect. No need to rush stuff. Okay. Maybe we can make the thing even lower. Yeah, because I want to, you know, portray that bun that she would have. And over here, a table. We're going to work out the perspective later on. I just need to, you know, check the thing for, you know, first things. Okay. I have not heard a Fat Rat song since like 2017. Oh my. Which is the Fat Rat song? Fat Rat is an artist? Oh, I see. Okay. Maybe I could make it slightly bigger just to see. There we go. There we go, perfect. Okay, so that's the chatty pose. I'm going to name the thing. That's the ideation. Okay, so I can hide the chatini pose. I don't think I want to draw Aura for now, or do I? Also, I think the countertop would be higher with everything else. Yeah. So we want to take that and make it go up like this. Yeah, because it should reach the middle over. We have that. Okay. Alrighty. So that's that. And we are. Does anyone remember Nefex? And they're a band that became popular for allowing free use of their music for social media. No idea. Don't think I've heard about them. I only remember that Lily Pichu made a channel with royalty-free songs. I know that Chill Hop is making royalty-free songs. You can actually hear Chill Hop right now, I think, hopefully. I'm actually playing their songs. I'm going to make a perspective ruler. We know that our horizon line is all the way here, but actually I don't think it's supposed to go like this. Or should it? I guess if you go like that, it would be it. Okay. And okay, let's just try, shall we? So you want to ensure that these, oh my. Yeah, I guess. What? Oh my god. Oh my god. No. Don't tell me. Like, okay, I can make it like that. Oh, jeez. Yeah, we need to change this a little bit. Oh my. So we know that our perspective is here. I think, yeah, the eye line is here. Right? So we want, despite like our horizon line being there, I think, would it be here? No. It's like focusing on her. Actually, wait. I think it would be focusing more or less here around her thigh. Yeah. Makes more sense now. Okay, we want to break the line here. Make that go here. Hey, folks. How do you feel about stream like this? Where I'm just, you know, showing you what's going on in my head? Right? The spaghetti text scared me. What spaghetti text? This environment, my character painting exists in a vacuum. I keep putting off practicing them. I mean, in the end, it's just, you know. It's just a ruler kind of thing, you know? That's background. And now we want Aurora. So, and for Aurora, I need couple references. So, Aurora. Pantera. I need... Okay, I need that. There we go. My bird escaped. What do you mean it escaped? How did it escape? So actually Aurora's outfit is already very similar. Hey, what do you mean escaped? Left the door open and it flew out, but it, okay, doesn't know how to fly properly. Oh. God damn it. I still need to chase it. What you waiting for? I got it. How do you catch a bird? Gently, that's for sure. But it bites. Nah, she's now looking like somewhere else. But it bites, you gently cap it. Muto needs a Red Bull. I got a monster. Bird bites hurts. Yeah. They pinch. And they can pinch very small amount of skin, which hurts like... Yeah. I need to get my things together. Why? What you mean? A cat beat me once when I was feeding it one of those squeezy treats. Oh? I remember my mom once told me that a dog beat my aunt. And she beat the dog bad, and basically, you know, even more and got confused. Lol, I see. My finger. Lovely cheetah, with swans on your head. My grandma is always watching those telenovelas that were translated to Polish. Davis, please. Pantless? What's going on right now? God damn it. We need full power Davis to comfort Muto. Wait, what? Oh my. Davis and Bomber. Good morning, folks. Hi, Zaga. Good to be here. How are you? How are you? Hope your night has been. And how are you, Zaga? Who you drawing? Pantera ora. Took a nap, then failed to wake up. Task failed successfully, I guess. I think her ears should be bigger. Yeah, like that. Hmm. She's supposed to have. She's supposed to be sporting like a messy bun. Ah. She's got like really long hair, so even though they are, you know, pinned in a bun, I assume there will be like a lot of hanging frilly hairs. Here is your totally non-roofied pie, sir. What you mean? My apple plant die in the middle of drawing. F. F's in the chat. That's the worst feel. G? Ooh, G? What do you mean G? Weird chump. Oh my. F. Let's go. That's better. I mean... Rip. Oh. Booba. Has anyone tried Affinity now that it's free? I was going to try it, but apparently you need a parched wine for it to work on Linux. Affinity? No idea what that might be even. Isn't it like the Adobe alternative? Not sure, you know, I'm using Clip Studio Paint. It's been, you know, sufficient for me so far. By the way, have you heard about the Ubisoft? It literally went dead. Yeah, it's the Photoshop alternative. I was just going to mess around with it, no real plans on switching. I can try, actually. They just stopped trading until the earnings report comes out. They don't want to mislead investors. It's going to be done, let's be real. Like, Shadows didn't really had much, you know, sold copies. Same for Mirage. Also, apparently the reports are already out, and it doesn't look good for them because they've lost millions. Apparently. Hmm. These are more expensive, like 2 to 3 times, and people buy them anyways. Is there a thought on GTA devs getting fired for unionizing? Oh my. You not heard about it? Hmm. Actually, same. No, I don't think anyone that I watch covered it. Rockstar accounts are really annoying. I have the games on Steam, but I can't play them as I changed emails. Damn. And you can't do anything? You tried like reaching out to the, you know, to Rockstar or anything? I don't buy games that require me to register another account. Yeah. I read some forums and basically it's really annoying and I don't feel like dealing with BS. I'd rather not play them. We've spent money on it. Or, you know, yar. Yeah. Depending on the country. Only for your own use. Davis and Cage. It's legal here. Apparently same here, but you can't share it. So you can't become a peer. So as long as you just delete the, the torrents so you wouldn't be appear anymore, you can just, use it. I've heard some stories about VPN leaks and getting the ISP notice mail. It won't do anything, you know? Like, like for example, I don't need to use VPN to download games because it's legal if I download for my personal use. But I can't spread it around, so I can't become a peer unless you are in Germany. Yeah. Unless you're in Germany. Yeah. And I am not in Germany. So it's, or other countries where digital piracy is non-existent. Yeah. Oh my. I think actually over time here in Poland the digital piracy percentile dropped. Yeah, when Spotify and Netflix appeared, the piracy dropped, but now everything is full of streaming services and you need like 10 subscriptions to watch anything. Yeah. So it's still worth doing it. I still think the feed girl is sus. Who? Which girl? Why will be sus? Don't runs show IP due to seeding and copywriting holders and just have bots scraping all the IPs. Basically a honeypot. Yeah, it can happen. It really depends on your country if they can do anything about it. Davis, have I ever told you that you are my favorite home delivery person? Oh my, no. For example, here they can have all the IP addresses they want, but they can't ask the ISP about who that address belongs to. At least you got a new profile picture, it looks sick. Thank you. Like ISP can't give out information to no to anybody unless there is an ongoing lawsuit, but they need to inform info from the ISP to make a lawsuit. I don't want to do work. Oh my. What work? The homework. I miss the mask though. It has a crazy design. E. Who knows, maybe it'll come back soon. Trademark. Like freaking Skyrim 6. Do your homework? Do your homework. You mean Elder Scrolls 6? Yes. Skyrim 6. They promise it. I saw some crazy shit about, I think it was Bitcoin on YouTube adding some thing that allowed people to attach more data that gets propagated to other nodes, allowing them to host illegal material on other people's nodes. Kinda, yeah. First of all, there was this thing where they were actually, oh, you mean the Tor network? There was also this thing where YouTubers were being affected because there were people actually going under the yes, that go ahead. The quote-unquote darknet E. So basically people were like being hacked and they were wondering why. Because like supposedly they've had like everything going on pretty well, right? They had 2FA and stuff. It was hitting huge people, huge YouTubers, and basically they were like, they were like talking about the crypto thing, right? So it was like a bunch of people. They were streaming with like masks on and stuff, and they were like talking about the guy that was, you know, talking about like the crypto on like a TED talk or something like that. Not really a TED talk, but like there was like a huge conference regarding that, and they were like restreaming it and like talking about it if it's going to go down or high, I guess. And they are like hacking the people's streams by telling them that they are like a company that wants them to play the game and talk a bit about it. But people were installing that quote-unquote game, and surprisingly it was a virus, right? The game wasn't working. When they were trying to reach out to the email wasn't, the email never replied to them, and then they were like reaching out to the actual companies and stuff. Magikarp says you are using Kamvas GT-191. It is in the description. And I did say that in the past streams. Shh. You can't reveal my ways. Oh my. Of course I can. Ha 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 ha. And I will. Ha 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 ha. No idea. Hmm. Mess with some BTC and ETH and Polka nodes before because I work with crypto but can't really connect the things. I see. Can you draw a square with 3 lines? Depends how you consist a line. In theory, I can draw a square with 1 line. Because look, that's one continuous line. I don't really want to do my work. You gotta. You can do it. Yes. Never give up. Remember what's your plan for today? It sucks. Yeah. But you can do it. Hello, Daily Bot. Oh, hello. There's a bunch of things that are off. First of all, feet. Compared to the legs, they are still smaller. Okay, much better. Feet are good. Head is too big. Head in the clouds, but gravity center. Hold my hand, and I'll hold yours. You and I. Lower leg seems a bit short to me. Davis, imagine dreaming and it feels so real, you think it's real life, so you start drawing something as your routine, then you wake up and all the work is gone. You ask me to do things that I can't do. Imagine and dreaming. I'm sorry, but I can't fulfill that request. I'm just doing video game time skip, you know? No way you can dream. You know what? That kind of sucks. Wait, what's wrong with it? I mean, it kind of is of the same size. Maybe it's because of the knee? Hold my hand and I'll hold you. You and I wasted shores. We shared one glass, you and I took you out. You think I don't know why Sweater Weather started playing, playing in my head. When I say imagine, I mean think about it. Yeah. I have no idea why there's so many crop that needs to be changed here. Unbelievable. Yeah, I see it now. So aren't arms looking weird? It might look off due to hip tilt you added to the sketch, making everything below look off center, unbalanced. Yeah. Hi liar, got over here, how are you? Hoping how's it going? Good, glad to hear it. Too much something I'm working on. Let's go. Draw my new banner. Let's go. Ugh. What do you mean, ugh? And I'm not gonna say exactly what it is, but it's a personal project for me. I want to. You kinda have to, you've made a plan. I wanted to work on all of them, so, you know, you wouldn't have to work on them later. But no. No animal gifts until you do your homework. I have no motivation and no animal gifts, so sad. Where's your homework? This music? Yeah, someone had to leave the metronome. Ah, but aren't we already 2 hours in? Yeah, we are. Alrighty, folks. We're already 2 hours in. I'm going to say my goodbyes. Because my headphones, yeah. I guess I'm going to say the goodbyes without the music. Folks, huge thanks for Muto, Karian, and Zega for being active chat on Twitch. Thanks Nagi, Karian, Undead, and Lyra for being active in the channel on YouTube. And as always, folks, stay creative, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Take care, and